Quantum leaps are real, and in this video, I'm going to teach you how to make your own quantum leap. Maybe you've spent your whole life believing that major changes take time, that it takes years of effort to transform your reality. But what if I told you that the change you desire is available right now? It's not about waiting, it's about aligning with the version of yourself that is already living that reality. What you want, more money, success, love, health, happiness, already exists. The only thing separating you from it is your own frequency. Today, I'll show you exactly how to change that frequency and access this new reality instantly. But first, write in the comments, "I'm ready to make my quantum leap." This affirmation will start to shift your energy right away. Let's transform your life together. Science has already shown us that reality isn't as fixed as we once imagined. Quantum physics suggests that everything is energy and that our perception shapes the world around us. Great scholars and researchers have explored this idea, revealing that the human mind plays a much larger role in creating reality than we were taught to believe. Among these scholars, Jacobo Grinberg stood out for his research on consciousness and its influence on building human experience. He investigated how the mind interacts with an information field that defines what we perceive as real. His discoveries indicate that our reality isn't an absolute reflection of the external world, but rather a projection of the internal beliefs and patterns we carry. This is where the concept of quantum leaps comes in. They occur when we can change our perceptions so dramatically that we literally access a new version of reality, not as a metaphor, but as a real phenomenon. Today, I'm going to guide you through this process and show you how to align your mind and energy so that this change happens naturally and inevitably. For a long time, we've been conditioned to believe that time is linear, that life follows a fixed progression, and that significant changes require years of effort and patience. But what if that notion were just a construct of the human mind? What if, in reality, time isn't the determining factor for change, but rather your perception and alignment with a new reality? Quantum physics has already demonstrated that time, as we perceive it, isn't absolute. Einstein showed with the theory of relativity that time can be molded by factors such as speed and gravity. Moreover, quantum experiments indicate that the past, present, and future can coexist simultaneously in a field of infinite possibilities. This means that the version of you that has already achieved what you desire exists, and you can access it right now. Quantum leaps are the practical manifestation of this reality. Contrary to popular belief, a quantum leap isn't a gradual process, but an abrupt change of state. The term itself comes from quantum mechanics, where electrons within an atom don't move linearly from one energy level to another. Instead, they vanish from one point and instantly reappear at another without traversing the space in between. Now, think of it in terms of your life. You don't need to climb steps to get where you want to be. You can simply become the version of yourself that is already living that reality. Not because you are creating this new life, but because it already exists. It's just a matter of tuning your consciousness to it. Imagine your reality as a radio station. All the frequencies are already being broadcast, but you only hear the one your radio is tuned to. If you want to listen to another station, you don't need to build a new frequency from scratch. You just adjust the dial to catch it. Similarly, if you want to live a new reality, the secret isn't to struggle to create it, but to adjust your internal frequency to align with this new possibility. Many people don't realize this because they're stuck on the idea of gradual change. They believe they need to change little by little, overcome countless challenges, and wait a long time before their lives truly transform. But the truth is that change can happen overnight, just like electrons do. What stops most people from experiencing a quantum leap isn't the external reality, but their own internal resistance. What fuels this resistance? Mainly three factors: limiting beliefs about time. The idea that change takes years is just a belief, not an absolute truth. If you accept that you can change now, that change becomes possible. Attachment to your old identity. Many people desire a new life, but remain emotionally tied to their current version of themselves. A quantum leap requires leaving that old identity behind. Lack of clarity about the new reality. If you can't clearly visualize the life you want, it's difficult to align your energy with it. To truly make a quantum leap, you must break free from this mental programming and accept that change can be instantaneous. Time is merely an illusion created by the rational mind, and the universe responds to your internal state, not your calendar. So how do you reprogram your mind to allow for this leap? To answer that, we need to understand the neuronal field and how it influences the programming of reality. If reality isn't fixed and time is just a mental construct, then what defines the experience we live? The answer lies in the mind and the neuronal field, a concept studied by Jacobo Grinberg to explain how our perception shapes the world around us. Grinberg believed that the mind doesn't just interpret reality, it actively creates it based on internal patterns of belief and perception. According to him, there is an invisible field, the neuronal field, that connects all consciousnesses and serves as a sort of matrix where experiences manifest. This field works like a mirror. It doesn't give you what you want, but rather what you deeply believe to be true. If you believe that life is hard and success requires years of suffering, the neuronal field organizes reality to validate that belief. If you believe that only special or privileged people can enjoy financial freedom, your mind automatically ignores opportunities that could lead you to a prosperous life. In other words, the world you experience is an exact reflection of your internal programming. Your brain's role in defining your world. Your brain doesn't process reality objectively. It functions as a filter, selecting which information enters your awareness and which is discarded. This happens through the reticular activating system, RAS, a neural mechanism responsible for identifying and amplifying what you deem important. For example, when you buy a new car, you start noticing that same model everywhere. This doesn't mean that suddenly everyone bought that car. It simply means your RAS has begun to focus on that detail. The same goes for your beliefs about life. If you think you're unlucky, your brain will highlight situations that reinforce that idea while ignoring evidence to the contrary. The good news is that this programming isn't fixed. Just as we can change our preferences and habits, we can also reprogram our minds to see a new reality. And that's where quantum leaps come in. If you want to transform your life, you need to start by changing the information that feeds your neuronal field. This means replacing limiting beliefs, altering your perception, and training your brain to notice signs of the reality you want to create. The role of emotions in manifesting reality. The neuronal field responds not only to thoughts, but also to deep internal emotions and states. Have you noticed that when you're anxious or worried, things seem to go wrong more often? That's because your emotions amplify the signal you're sending to the field. The secret to reprogramming your reality is training your mind to feel the emotion of the new life even before it physically manifests. This creates a vibrational alignment that tunes your frequency to the reality you wish to access. Jacobo Grinberg suggested that altered states of consciousness, such as deep meditation, were ways to access this field and modify one's perception of reality. The same principle is applied in practices like creative visualization, affirmations, and techniques for emotional resignification. Consciously reprogramming reality. Now that you understand how your mind constructs your experience, the next step is to learn practical techniques for making a quantum leap and accessing a new reality immediately. To make a quantum leap, you must understand that the external reality is nothing more than a reflection of your internal identity. You don't attract what you want, you attract what you are. The major shift happens when you completely abandon your old version of yourself and assume a new identity aligned with the reality you wish to live. Instead of trying to change the world around you, focus on changing your perception of yourself and what you believe is possible. One way to do this is to ask yourself who you would be if you were already living your dream life. Imagine this version of yourself in every detail: how you think, how you act, how you feel upon waking, and the decisions you make daily. If that identity exists in another dimension, then all you need to do is embody it immediately, without waiting for the external world to validate your transformation. Just like an actor fully embraces a role until it becomes second nature, you can train your brain to accept this new version as your true identity. Quantum physics shows us that all possibilities already exist, but only one manifests as we observe it. This means that if you change the way you perceive reality, reality will change in response to that new perception. This principle, known as the collapse of the wave function, teaches us that nothing is fixed and that the life you desire is already out there, waiting for your consciousness to align with it. To accelerate this transition, imagination becomes an essential tool. When you visualize your new reality with complete emotional involvement, your brain can't distinguish that experience from physical reality. It reconfigures your neural patterns so that you begin to think and act in accordance with this new frequency. The secret isn't just to see mentally what you want, but to feel as if you're already living that experience right now. That feeling creates the vibration, and the vibration attracts compatible circumstances. Another fundamental aspect is releasing the limiting beliefs that keep your identity anchored in the past. If your mind holds on to the idea that major changes take time, that belief becomes an obstacle to the quantum leap. To dissolve this programming, you need to replace old thought patterns with affirmations and convictions that support the new identity. Instead of reinforcing doubts and uncertainties, train your mind to continuously affirm the new reality. Throughout life, we accumulate memories and emotions that act as energetic anchors, keeping us stuck in a specific pattern of existence. A quantum leap demands that these anchors be released. This doesn't mean denying the past, but rather redefining your relationship with it. Past experiences don't dictate what's to come unless you continue to fuel those memories with the same old emotions. When you consciously assign a new meaning to your past, you automatically change the direction of your future. Many people try to manifest a new reality while still carrying emotions and behaviors tied to the old one. This internal conflict prevents change because the vibration remains aligned with the previous version of yourself. What truly enables a leap is the complete surrender to the new identity, without resistance or hesitation. The universe responds to what you deeply believe to be true, not just to what you superficially desire. The final essential piece of this process is absolute trust that the change has already happened. When you plant a seed, you don't question whether it will grow. You simply know that the process is underway. In the same way, when making a quantum leap, there is no room for doubt. The new reality already exists, and all you need to do is allow yourself to live it without reverting to the old version. The more you act as if you're already tuned to this new frequency, the faster the universe will rearrange the circumstances around you to reflect this transformation. Making a quantum leap is a moment of radical transformation, but the true challenge lies in maintaining that new reality without letting the old identity regain control. The mind naturally tends to revert to familiar patterns because everything unknown represents a risk for the brain. That's why many people experience significant breakthroughs, only to feel as though they've returned to square one soon after. For the change to be permanent, you must consolidate the new state of being until it becomes automatic. The first step to sustaining this reality is living fully in the present. Whenever you catch yourself reverting to old behavior, thoughts, or emotions, ask, is this part of my new identity? If the answer is no, then seize that moment as an opportunity to reaffirm your choice and realign immediately. This level of mindfulness prevents the unconscious from dragging you back into past vibrations. Sustaining a quantum leap also requires breaking away from environments and influences that supported your old frequency. Often it's daily habits, the people around you, or even small choices that unknowingly reinforce your previous reality. If you want to remain on a new vibration, you must surround yourself with stimuli that nurture this transformation. This includes how you speak about yourself, the content you consume, and even the physical space you inhabit. Your environment is one of the most powerful factors in keeping your mind aligned with a new state of being. Furthermore, it's crucial to create a system of positive reinforcement to consolidate your new identity. Small daily actions that prove to your brain that the transformation has already occurred accelerate the process of neural reconfiguration. If your new identity is that of a successful person, act in ways that are coherent with that reality in every situation. If you desire abundance, make decisions as if you already have it. The brain learns through repetition, and the more you reinforce the new pattern, the more natural it becomes. Emotions remain a key factor during this phase. If you fall into the trap of looking at your life and not seeing immediate changes externally, you might feel frustration or doubt, which weakens the quantum leap. The key is to maintain the absolute certainty that your new reality already exists and is merely in the process of manifesting. Time should not be seen as an obstacle, but rather as an ally. The new vibration is already active, and your sole role is to sustain that frequency with total confidence. Another important aspect for expanding this new reality is to keep evolving consciously. A quantum leap isn't a final destination, but a continuous process of expansion. If you've reached a new level of consciousness, there is always a next step that can elevate your life even further. When transformation becomes a way of life, you cease to oscillate between progress and setbacks, living instead in a state of constant growth. Finally, the greatest tool for consolidating and expanding a quantum leap is the practice of self-observation without judgment. Whenever you notice old patterns trying to resurface, instead of getting frustrated or self-critical, simply observe them. Awareness alone has the power to dissolve limiting patterns. If you remain clear that your reality depends solely on your inner vibration, no external circumstance can force you to regress. Now that you know how to sustain and expand your new reality, the transformation is in your hands. Now that you understand that quantum leaps are real and that your new reality already exists, there's only one thing left: act. Knowledge without application holds no power. The universe responds to your vibration, and every choice you make reinforces or weakens the new identity you wish to manifest. So, decide now. Will you continue living as before, or will you embrace your new version from this moment on? If this message resonated with you, subscribe to the channel and activate notifications. Here, you'll find more teachings that expand your consciousness and help you make even greater leaps in your life. And to strengthen this energy of transformation, write in the comments, "I am already living my new reality." This affirmation creates a real commitment to change and sends a clear signal to the universe. If you know someone who needs to hear this message, share this video. Together we can create a new wave of consciousness and awaken even more people to the power of transforming their own lives. The change has already begun. Now, it's your choice to sustain it and expand it. Are you ready? See you in the next video.